Good evening, everyone. I'm Alessandro Lantinelli. I'm a sport journalist, and that's the reason why I'm really honored to be here with you this evening, taking part at this high-profile event introduced by the president, Janez Končancic. Thank you. So greetings all the authorities present today for this important event, which unfortunately could not be attended by the Honorable Giancarlo Giorgetti, Undersecretary of the State to the Presidency of the Council of Ministers, due to institutional commitments outside Rome. So, the handover ceremony of the olive tree and the presentation of the flame mark the beginning of a calendar full of events. For the second time, the Arapacis, iconic place and symbol of global peace, hosts this important ceremony. So now let's give a great applause to the Maestro Filippo Stefanelli and to the guys of the choir. Excellent expression of unity. The music that we just heard, Va Pensiero, masterpiece by Giuseppe Verdi's Nabucco, is one of the most important pieces of Italian culture. And now, please welcome Mr. Giovanni Malagò, President, Italian Olympic Committee.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Minister Kowalczuk, Secretary General of Belarus Olympic Committee, Katalin, and Deputy Chairman of the City of Minsk, Mr. Tsuran, dear friends. And of course, my regards, my strongest regards is to all the persons here, particularly to my family, Janez, the President, Lello, Spiros, Lasco, Sabatino, as we thought about the institutions of the government. My regards to Guido Valori and to Michele Sciscioli, and of course to General Secretary of the Italian Olympic Committee, Carlo Mornati, to all of you. And specifically, I'm very happy to see fantastic, so powerful representations of this fantastic team of Belarus with the three marvelous athletes, Olympic champions. Really thanks to all of you. And please send from Italy my regards to Daria Amshrekova, because I think she's ill. And she's my idol. I've seen in action winning so many gold medals in Sochi. So really thanks for what was your support to our world and for your result. Because Belarus is a patria of big, strong tradition in sport, in several different disciplines. This is very, very important. And I touched it with my hands. I watched it with my eyes, the atmosphere inside your fabulous headquarters of the National Olympic Committee, because the walls are really smelling about what was your history. And I really appreciate how strong is your desire to stay always close with your history, fundamental. Italy will be protagonist of this second edition of European Games with 115 elements in all the 15 sports. So we were everything represented. In our delegations, we have 103 technicians. I think that, of course, competition is competition, especially if considered as Janez remember that in 8 of these 15 different disciplines, competition means qualification for Tokyo 2020. So I know how strong is important to arrive at these qualifications. And personally, I'm very honored to be here because I think that all the other 49 colleagues of the national Olympic committees in Europe recognize that Rome is the house of the European Olympic committees. Not only for the history that started with my past colleagues, Franco Carraro, Mario Pescante, because in Palazzino Nesti, you know, is the house of this fantastic association. So I'm very happy to be here. As I told yesterday to my Belarusian friends, considered Rome and the specific the CONI, your house, yesterday, today, tomorrow. And this is the message that I wanted to send all of you. And when I say Rome, of course, I just can speak for Italian sport state, because here we have who represent Stato del Vaticano, so I don't want to create any embarrassing situation or diplomatic position. Really thanks to all of you. Grazie.
And now, please welcome Spiros Kapralos, Chair of the European Games Coordination Commission. Welcome.
Buonasera signore e signore. Prima vorrei ringraziare il Comitato Olimpico Italiano e il suo presidente Giovanni Malagò, non solo per ospitare gli uffici e tutta la famiglia olimpica europea qua a Roma, ma anche per tutto il supporto e sapendo che tutto che sta organizzando in Italia, tutti gli eventi will start the flame for the European Games of Minsk. And in those turbulent times around the world and in Europe, we need to have peace for the progress of all of our countries, of all of our citizens, and for the benefit of all the sportsmen around the world. I would like to take the opportunity to wish you good luck for the organization of the second edition of the European Games. And in 49 days from today, Minsk will be ready to host this great event with the best athletes of Europe. Thank you very much.
And now, please welcome Sergei Kovalchuk, Minister of Sport and Tourism of the Republic of Belarus, Deputy Chairman of the Board of Foundation Directorate of the Second European Games Minsk 2019. Eccolo qua.
Dear Mr. Kosyančić, dear Mr. Malago, dear participants and guests of the ceremony, dear friends. Here comes the moment which we were looking forward to with deep excitement. In a few minutes here in ancient Rome, in the city where the headquarters of the European Olympic Committees is situated, the flame of the second European Games will alive. Then this flame will be carried by many people of our continent, charging with good energy and giving it from hand to hand. It will be a message of peace and friendship, solidarity and optimism, preserving and multiplying the traditions of the Olympic movement. The second European Games will become the next step to ensure that we all, athletes and coaches, fans and people who just love sports, have made themselves a little bit better, stronger physically and richer spiritually. For our country, holding such responsible and large-scale competitions is not only a great honor, but also a sign of recognition of the contribution of Belarus to the development of the best traditions of world sport, Olympic movement, and the achievements of our athletes in international competitions. There is not long time left before the Games, and I would like to assure that we will do everything possible to hold them at the highest level, that this flame will shine brightly and give people only positive emotions. I am convinced that on the way to Minsk it will warm the heart of each person who will touch or see him. We will be happy to meet the flame of peace on Belarusian land. We will also look forward to the participants and guests of the European Games. Our doors and hearts are open. Good luck, the flame of peace. Welcome to Belarus. Thank you.
And now, please welcome Georgy Katulin, MIGOC CEO, Secretary General of NOC, Republic of Belarus.
Dear Mr. President Kasyanchich, dear President Malaga, dear friend, glorified Olympians, dear distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor for our team to be here with you on the occasion of the start of the Flame of Peace Touch Relay. It's very exciting. This ceremony will start at the Asian place which was devoted to the peace. The torch relay will start from the capital of European sport, Roma, to our capital of Belarus, Minsk city. And it was very symbolic that the flame of peace will arrive to Republic of Belarus on the eve of 75th anniversary of our Liberation Day in the Second World War. Belarus, more than other countries, knows the horror and tragedy of the wars. Completely destroyed during the war and lost 1/3 of our population. But we rise from ruins. And on the samples of Belarus delivering the second European Games, we would like to show how much we can achieve in our life in atmosphere of friendship, peace, and brotherhood. And I would like that our flame of peace torch relay will stop all the conflict on our European continent, join all the countries celebrating sport, friendship, mutual respect during the Games and for future. Thank you very much.
We are now at the most waited moment, the handover of the olive tree and the presentation of the torch, two symbols strongly linked together. So I would like to ask to come back here in front of the monument, on my right side, Mr. Janez Kosancic, EOC President, Mr. Raffaele Pagnozzi, EOC Secretary General, and Mr. Spiros Kapralos, Chair of the European Games Coordination Commission, on my right side. And on my left side, Mr. Sergei Kovalchuk, Mr. Georgi Katulin, Mr. Artem Tsuran, Deputy Chairman of the Minsk City Executive Committee, Mr. Ivan Markievich, Deputy Chairman of Minsk Oblast Executive Committee, and the athletes. Yelena Bialova, four-time Olympic champion. Vladislav Goncharov, Olympic champion. And we complete with Yulia Nesterenko, Olympic champion. We are ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand. The ceremony of the handover of the symbol of these games begins. The olive tree, forged by the fire that will light the torch of the Second European Games, Minsk 2019. A tree considered sacred by the Dea Pax, the goddess of peace, used since ancient times as a sacred balm by the Olympic athletes who wore the laurel wreath, the symbol of victory. May this tree welcome the young athletes and accompany them on this grand adventure. May the sacred fire of the torch light their spirits.
Okay, and now the last part of the ceremony, the presentation of the Minsk Flame of Peace. I would like to ask you to leave the path free, please, for the athletes first and the institution, and to follow them outdoor, where the flame is arriving and where its presentation will take place. 30 seconds for the photos, 30 seconds more. Now we will be ready to leave the path free to complete the ceremony. Then the choir can follow the athletes, and then all institutions. We can go outdoor.
nella fiamma. Sono passato al gelato, l'audiocamera ce n'è uno andato in più. Esatto. Attento, attento. No, sono in diretta. Dove sta?
Vai lì al momento in cui la danno la doccia, qua ti lascio io.
Vai a destra. Fate passare. Fate passare. Vai a destra. Senti quello con la cravatta. Lasciate libero il passaggio, deve passare.
Casa da fuori. Можно сюда еще?
ceremony has come to an end. However, here is where the journey begins. The flame of peace will travel towards Belarus, reaching the top of the Mont Blanc and passing through several European countries. The flame of peace will light the path from this moment on, because the dream has now come true. See you in Minsk, and bright year, bright you.
So, flame is going. Now we can say the ceremony is really ended. It has been a simple moment as we wanted it to be, but touching. Thank you and see you in Minsk. Buonasera a tutti.